Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets, presented by BettingPros. You know me, know the voice on guys, me, really, Villain Rob Sorrell from Virginia here at your service. Yeah, breaking news. Turn injuries off for the rest of the season. I'm really tired of this. The NBA mid-season form with the injuries. I just have to tell you. Let's go down the list here. A few will impact the first week of the season, but as we start off the inaugural episode of the 2025-2026 season of the NBA on Fast Break Bets, I have to highlight the level of injuries that the league is going through now is absolutely insane. Some players matter, some don't, but it's crazy. Hayward Highsmith's going to miss the first 8 weeks of the season at least. Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga were both questionable. They are both optimistic that they will play for the season opener. Moses Moody, however, will not play in the season opener. He's already been ruled out. Let's see here. Domantas Sabonis is out for at least another week with a hamstring injury. Scotty Barnes is going to miss 12 weeks at least with a toe procedure. Jashawn Tate is practicing in full, but they're hopeful they're going to have him before the season. Let's see here. I mean, the list has gone on, and I feel like I've talked about it on every show that I could possibly be talking about. VJ Edgecombe is headed in the right direction. I mean, this is ridiculous. De'Aaron Fox is unlikely to be ready for the start of the regular season. Look, they done got me sneezing because this is just a bunch of crap. Why is everybody hurt? How can we evaluate some of these teams and the injuries that they have are so severe? Jayton Ivey missing at least 4 weeks with the knee procedure. Jeremy Sohan's already ruled out for the first part of the season. Paul George is not expected to play in the season opener. The Paul George one is funny because he practiced in full on Thursday, and then after that practice, they ruled him out. So, like, they saw Paul George practice and said, "Nah, bro, you're not ready. You're not ready." It's crazy. A lot of craziness going on in the injury report of the NBA. Oh, wait, by the way, we have a recap of preseason to talk about, and it's very good. Can I get my sound drop, please? Yep, went ahead, took care of business there. The Nets were getting destroyed in that game, and then shout out to the preseason and teams not caring because a great fourth quarter comeback comes back to the Nets cashing that for us, and then the Kings with the outright win over the Lakers, getting a little bit of that plus money with the plus 7.5 there. So finish out the preseason pretty strong, 3-1 in preseason bets finishing out. So I only have one play to give out for the opener here. I am giving out an opener NBA tip-off bet right now. Just one. I'll have more plays to give out on tomorrow's episode before the games really start on Tuesday, but nothing going on a Monday. Much like the WNBA, I'm used to it. I got an early bet for you. But before I do that, I got to make sure that I talk to you about Hard Rock Bet. If you have not been locked in with Hard Rock Bet, well, what are you doing? I don't think it. Why would you not? I'm curious because now you have the chance to not only get down on the NBA, which is coming in full swing, but you also can get down on Monday Night Football in the NFL that's going on tonight. I do have a best bet in Monday Night Football over there in the NFL Best Bet Show. Humble plug if you want to go check it out. But make sure that you go lock in and get all of this done with Hard Rock Bet. Also, new customers, if you bet just $5 and that bet wins, you will get an additional $150 in bonus bets. So make sure you go download the Hard Rock Bet app and lock in today. All right. First bet of the NBA season to give out. This is going to set the tone, hopefully, hopefully for the season, as in it hits and we have a really, really good season here. The Golden State Warriors are on the road going to play the Los Angeles Lakers. The Warriors are laying 2. on the road, the Lakers are the total set at 224.5 here. All right. Injury report, because oh my gosh, it's important. Like I said, they're expecting Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga both to play in this game. However, not 100%, but it is fairly well expected that those two are going to play. Moses Moody is not playing. He's out. DeAnthony Melton is still out. You have no LeBron James, who's going to be out for a little while still. So it's going to be the Luka Dončić show here going up against the Golden State Warriors. How do I want to bet this one? I'm going to take a player prop. I am easing myself because I want to see what these teams look like. I don't like to just force an old narrative on these teams in a new season. But some things, as we get into the first part of the season, I'm going to just take a stab at. And this is something I'm going to take a stab at because the Lakers are going to need somebody else other than Luka Dončić to score the basketball. And with that, I'm going to take Rui Hachimura to go over 12.5 points. I see this at plus money right now, plus 102. I snagged that. I think that the ladder is very interesting here as well. Let's talk about Rui and what he's done for the Lakers in the past. Now, going up against this Golden State Warriors squad, he was very, very efficient for them. He went over this line in 2 of the 3 games, 18, 11, and 24. And the 24 was him playing essentially a good version of this Golden State Warriors squad now with Jimmy Butler on the team. This is when the Warriors were on that hot streak and they were rolling. And Rui Hachimura was able to put up 24 points on that team in that situation. Now, he's also been very, very solid without LeBron James in the lineup. He has been over his 12.5 points prop in 3 of the 4 games last season that he played that the LeBron James did not also play. 23-9 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're a really good defense. 21 and 24. I have to admit, all of these defenses are pretty Swiss cheese in the Portland, Sacramento, and Indiana in those 3 games respectively. But he still did have 20 points. Now let's talk about this game going up against the Warriors because he has never done this situation where he's played with Luka Dončić and not played LeBron James. However, I still kind of see a lot of it as Luka's going to get all of the attention here. Like, we understand this is Luka Dončić. They're going to try to take away Luka however best you could try to take him away. They're going to try to take away Luka Dončić. And Rui Hachimura has been a consistent constant for this Lakers squad where they appreciate his scoring, especially when he's able to get going with the outside 3. Then also how he's able to play when he's driving inside the basket, being able to get to the foul line and being ultra aggressive. I think that we're going to see a lot of attention from Draymond Green on Luka Dončić, from Jimmy Butler on Luka Dončić, trying to slow down Luka and not let Luka have the big game. So somebody else has to go off. Somebody else has to contribute on this Lakers squad. I think it's going to be Rui Hachimura. He's been very, very solid for them. I was debating between Reeves. I think I have another play that I want to play on Reeves. I haven't gotten there yet, but I might be there tomorrow. But Rui Hachimura feels like the safe spot where we can attack a Golden State team that is normally undersized, and he typically feels more confident when driving in the lane against undersized opponents rather than, Twin Towers standing down there trying to block shots. So I like this matchup. I think we have a good opportunity. The Lakers are going to need help from scoring from all different lanes and aspects that are not Luka, and I think that Rui can be that. And so I will take the Rui Hachimura ladder. We can ladder this a number of ways. Let me just go ahead and pull that up to the screen for you to see here. Rui Hachimura over 12.5 points, plus 102. And I will sprinkle on the ladder. Now, I already do small sprinkles on the ladders, but it's probably going to be a little bit smaller of a sprinkle here just because we're the first game of the season. I could be completely wrong, and Rui Hachimura could go out here and have 8 points. But 15 plus points is plus 180. 18 plus points is plus 310. 20 plus points is 6-1. I think that we can get another 20 plus scorer outside of Luka Dončić. And so hopefully it's Rui Hachimura. I like this spot for Rui. I think it's a pretty good spot to kick off the NBA season. And so there we go. With that, I'm at really rare __. Make sure you give me a follow on X at BettingPros on X and TikTok at BettingPros NFL on Instagram and YouTube.com/BettingPros, where you can make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, and have a chance to win a Penny Hardaway Team USA signed jersey, courtesy of our friends over there at Pristine Auction. Make sure you get into that contest. All you have to do is head over there, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you comment on any Fast Break Bets video for that jersey. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just kind of like this. NBA basketball is almost upon us. We are out of here.